So what's going on?
What's going on?
Um, so let's kind of introduce who you are because I don't like doing the introductions different because have you watched any of the podcasts?
Yes.
So I would do the introduction kind of like before, and then I would actually have the guests on afterwards. But I'm just gonna start introducing you as you're here. So this is my cousin, Lacey Hicks.
Woo woo.
She just turned 21. How was your birthday? How
It
was
was
that?
good. It was really good.
So, how does it feel to be 21?
I mean, it doesn't really feel any different, but I just feel like I'm getting older, and I don't like that.
I've never, I always have that. It's kind of just like I'm a day older than I was yesterday.
It's not like your 10th birthday where it was like your
Yeah.
10th birthday and you're little and you do all these things. It's just like, oh, I'm another day older.
Just grown now.
Yeah. And it's not fun.
So
Fun.
how's the grown life? How's that treating you?
I mean, it's not the best, but
Not the best. What do you mean?
I mean, I'm very blessed in every aspect of my life, but adulting is not that fun because you have multiple responsibilities that you take on now. I work a full-time job,
Yeah.
and, when you're in high school, you can just kind of wake up and I don't feel like going today. I can sleep in.
Bills are for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
But-
fun. I agree.
So, like, now I can't just, wake up and not feel like going to school. Like, I have to go to work. So I'm
Yeah.
up every morning at 5 a.m. And I never went to school. I chose
I
to
think
sleep.
you were never at school. Even when you did start coming to
Senioritis
Fort
was
Meade.
bad in 9th grade,
I was never allowed to not come to school. Like, my mom, she strived for perfect attendance. And if you missed a day, it was like, if you don't have enough seat time, you're not going to graduate. Like, Mom, Lacey does not come to school. If she's going to graduate, I promise you I'm going to graduate.
Diploma. I will say I did get a note my senior year, and it came in the mail, and it told me that I was not going to be able to graduate because I didn't have enough seat time. So I did start going to school more because I got a little nervous, but I still got that diploma. I made good grades.
I'll blur her name out, but I just learned, and she's going to hate me for this if she watches this. I just learned the other day from a friend about she was not going to graduate Bartow High School, so she had to transfer schools.
Huh?
She had to transfer schools.
What?
Yeah, it was like I think it was because of her seat time though.
Most
She
likely.
said something.
'Cause smart.
You would have been you'd have been going down that same road.
Yeah, I would have.
Growing up, how was your life?
My life was great, honestly. I had a very good life growing up. My parents were very much involved in my life. My parents did go through a divorce when I was about 12, so that was probably the most roughest patch in my childhood.
Yeah.
They went through a divorce. I'm from Plant City, and so they went through their divorce, and my mom's family lives in Polk County. That's where I am today.
Yeah.
And so I went from Plant City to Polk County, but I went to Fort Meade High School in the 8th grade because all of my cousins were telling me, wait, keep going. Wait, are you going to bring up 7th grade?
You did come 7th, so yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I went for
Did you hear about this? So Lacey, I heard she was coming to the school, and me and you didn't know each other during our kid age. I remember seeing a picture of us coming to
we weren't
pick
as close.
strawberries.
We knew we were cousins and all that, but we weren't very, very close.
But when y'all
we are
started
now.
coming around, it was like Lacey's gonna come to our school, and it's just like sweet, yeah. I'm hyped for it. She's in the grade above me, but it doesn't matter because we're still gonna see each other.
Right.
Might have a few classes together. And she's there for a day. It was lit in my mind. Lit. And then I come the next day. Where's Lacey
I went
at?
right back to
She
Plant City
transferred back to school. I was like, what? Why did you do that?
I literally went to Fort Meade for one day in the 7th grade. I don't know. I think I was just really overwhelmed. I was going through a lot. I was really excited to be there. And then, I got there, and then I went to lunch, and, I was just like, this ain't for me. I was like, ain't no way. And I was the only one that would bring my school lunch to school. I would bring a lunchbox. No. I would bring a lunchbox to school. So the girl I went to lunch with, I sat there, and, everybody's just looking at me. And I'm like, what? Because I bring my lunch? So, and then I was like, I just was not feeling the vibes. And I went home crying. I was like, Mom, I want to go back to Plant City.
That's a shame. And then you came right back the next year.
I did. So I went back my 7th grade year. It was called Tomlin Middle School in Plant City. I went there my 7th grade year. And then my 8th grade year, everybody was hyping me up about the softball team because, it's a middle high school. So you could play on varsity as an 8th grader. So they were like, Lacey, you're good enough. Like, you can make the varsity team. Like, just do it. So I had that in my mind. I was like, okay, that would be really fun because I forgot to mention this, but I played softball ever since I was 6 years old. So I was really passionate about softball. Like, that was my sport.
Yeah.
So I ended up going my 8th grade year. I made the varsity team as an 8th grader. So that was really fun. And I just made all kinds of friends. And you and Colin were probably my closest people. Shout out to y'all. Because if I didn't have
neighbors. We ended up being neighbors, and it was a wrap.
And Colin lived right there next to us.
Yeah, it was a wrap.
We were together like every day. And I even remember like after school, like I would get out there and play football with you guys.
I do remember that. And that's not fair. Honestly, bro. Like, because it's like we don't want to hit you hard. And the girl be like,
I could hold my own.
Yeah, that right there is, I can take it. And it's just like, but still, though. I can't do it.
It was really fun. But yeah, so I ended up going to Fort Meade. I graduated from Fort Meade High School. Once I was there in 8th grade, I stuck with it. I never left.
Yeah.
I just wrote it out, but I ended up graduating from Fort Meade. So yeah. Let's not talk about that. Oh no.
I'll blurt it out. I just had to say.
I mean, if you want to keep it, you can, but
No.
Some feelings might get hurt.
I lost what I was gonna say. So what is it like? So you lived in Plant City. I'm not too sure. I know Plant City is a lot bigger than Fort Meade, but you went from Plant City to Fort Meade. How much of a difference is like schools like that?
It was very different because I went from a middle school being bigger. Tomlin was so much bigger than Fort Meade High School because it's a middle and a high school, and it's so much more tinier. And I mean, that was different. I definitely had to adjust, and I had to make a whole new group of friends, but I mean, it's not hard for me. I can just kind of fit in anywhere, I feel like.
No, and I think Fort Meade was kind of cool in the sense of you got your classmates and you know almost every single one of them, like on a personal level.
Yes. I feel like Fort Meade is like, it had its ups and downs, but it was basically like family oriented. That's the vibes it gave me.
Yeah.
But the transition was good. I fit in like a glove, and it was great. But going from Plant City to Fort Meade, like in Fort Meade, you ain't got nothing there. You got a McDonald's,
Burger King opened up, and everybody loved it for a minute, and then
Burger
it was
King
just
is
like
gross now.
Yeah,
I would never go
and
there
then
again.
it just turned into just like it's Burger King. Burger King has always been on the low end.
Yeah, the lowest of the fast food chains.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing really out there, so anytime we want to venture out, we got to go towards Bartow.
Every time, yeah.
You know. But I also like Fort Meade, though, because it's a tiny town. Like, I feel like everybody's very family-oriented there, but if somebody knows your business, whole town's going to know your business. So y'all better be careful what you say in Fort Meade.
That's true.
It's so true. Or if somebody found something out about you at the school, whole school is going to know the next day.
Within the next period.
Yes.
That was crazy how that
Very
would happen.
crazy.
Rumors would be spread throughout the entire school
so bad.
in less than 2 periods.
They're like, hey, did you hear?
So you're a Christian.
I am a Christian.
What made you want to be a Christian?
So I will say I was raised in it all my life. My grandparents are pastors, and our grandpas are brothers, and they're both pastors.
That's how we're related.
Yeah. But we were both raised in it, but I was raised in it all my life. Like, literally every time the church doors were open, I was on that pew.
Yeah.
I was in that sanctuary.
Sleeping in a Pentecostal church. That's how you know you're for real Pentecostal.
Yes. And, I always went to, on Wednesday nights, I went to, the classes. And then eventually, when I got old enough, I went to the youth classes. But I started out going to, now I did go to my Nan and Papa's church, but I still lived in Plant City. But I did go there sometimes. But I did start out going to Plant City Church of God. Loved it there. I still go sometimes when I'm at my dad's house. But I did get involved in a youth group there. It was called Sold Out at the time. I think it's still called Sold Out, but it was great, and it thrived, and I just really enjoyed it. And I've always had a heart to sing. I have a gift. And
yeah, you can sing pretty good.
I can sing. I don't use it like I should, but I'm trying to get back into the groove of it. So, yes, I've always been raised in it. And, just seeing what God has done for me, I've seen miracles happen. I've
Yeah.
seen what he's done for other people. So that makes me want to live for him. That makes me
Yeah.
believe in him. He's amazing.
So your Nana Papa's church, you mentioned something earlier about the y'all's food drive that y'all do.
Yes. So we do every Wednesday night. Like, we have classes too, but at the beginning of when it first starts, we'll start at about like 5:30, but we set up a tent, and we literally set up a tent, and we bring our own food, we make our own food. And well, before I get into that, we work together with, like, I guess you could call it like a food drive or a food bank. Don't quote me on it. I don't know exactly what their corporation is called.
Like school does, like the canned food drive?
Something like that. But basically they'll drive this huge, like, it's almost like a semi-truck thing, and they'll drive it in, and you'll see like donations coming from Publix, Walmart, all the grocery stores. It's really amazing. And they load that, we have like workers, and they'll help load all the stuff up. And you can literally, like, my Nana says that you will literally see people lining up for this food at like 2:00. Like, they're so desperate for it.
Dang.
And so basically, on our side of the aspect of it, we are the ministers. Like, we're the ministry part of it.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to be able to feed the people that are in need and also minister to them. Like, we've sat there and prayed for people waiting in the line, like, they're hungry, but, they're also hungry for God at the same time. Some of them, and just even like we do prayer before, anywhere that they can get a word, just reaching out to them. But as I was saying about the tent, we also provide food for them while they're waiting in line. We feed them dinner, so it's really cool to give back to the community, and, like, being a part of that, because it really just makes you realize how blessed you truly are.
Yeah.
Because not, everybody's blessed in their own way, but some, it just makes
you a lot more grateful for
and
what
humble,
you have.
very humble. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I told your mom me and Brooke are gonna come down there one time.
I would love
try
that.
to help out.
Yes, you guys need to. It's a great thing. It's really cool.
So you've been working at Publix for a while. How long have you been working for Publix?
I've been working for Publix. March 26th of this year was my 3 years there. And literally, I started in 2020. That was a horrible year. It was my senior year.
COVID.
All of our schools got canceled, and my mom kept telling me, you need to go up there and see if you can get a job at Publix. You need to go up there. And I'm like, Mom, I already been up there 2 times because, like the little, hi, I'm Lacey.
Yep, I've done
I just want to see if if you guys are hiring. So Mom was like, Lacey, I seen this thing on Facebook. They're hiring because of COVID. Like, you need to go.
Bartow would never hire me. Doesn't matter how many times I went in there.
That's so crazy to me. So I walked in that 3rd time because Mom forced me, and I was like, you know what, whatever. I'll just go in there. Like, they ain't gonna hire me. Whatever. I'm gonna make Mom happy. So I walk in, and I meet the store manager. His name was Mike McDonald. He was the best manager I ever had. Shout out to Mike. I don't know if he's ever gonna see this, but if he does, you were awesome. But so I literally walked in, and I told him everything. That was the first time I seen him, because I seen all the other managers before. And he was like just asking me about everything, and I was like telling him, like, yeah, my school's canceled, softball got canceled, like, I'm not doing anything right now, just doing online work to graduate.
Yeah.
And so he said, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. And I said, okay. He's like, I'm gonna go pull your application. I was like, okay. I didn't think nothing of it. So then the assistant customer service manager came back and got me. She was like, hey, follow me, Mike wants to give you an interview. And I was like, an interview right now?
I didn't prepare for that. I was
not at all. Like, I was
job.
just wanting to see if y'all are hiring. So I sat down in his office, and I am nervous. And mind you, my mom walked in with me, so I'm texting her. I'm like, Mom, he's giving me an interview right now. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. So I was like, okay, pull yourself together. So he just looked at me. He's like, I bet you never had an interview like this on the spot, huh? And I was like, no, sir. Like, this is my first interview. But long story short, I got hired on, and I started off as a bagger. And I worked my way up to customer service staff. I was going to go to college, but the route I was in with Publix, I was like, well, I can move up in the store without any college. But now looking back on it, I do want to get involved and at least get my AA and stuff like that.
Okay, I was going to ask, what were you going to?
I want to get it I'm going to get it in my degree in business. So I feel like that's the route I want to go. But I worked my way up to customer service, and I decided I want to be a team leader. So then I finally, I hit that goal. I became a team leader, and
You didn't like that, did you?
I hated it. Yeah, I really tried. I did. I gave it my all, but
why didn't you like it?
The main reason I didn't like it was because of the schedule. Like I worked almost every single weekend. I closed like 3 nights a week, it seemed like, and that store didn't close till 10 o'clock. My Bartow store closed at 9. So it was a mulberry store. So I live all the way in Fort Meade. So by the time I got off, if I closed, I was getting home at like 12 o'clock at night, having to be back there at 8, having to be back there at 9. Like it was rough. That's the main reason I didn't like it, because I'm very much a people person and I loved interacting with everybody. But, at that point I was like, and I'm very family oriented, and I had no time for my friends. I had no time for family. I never got to go to church. Yeah. Like I was never at church, and I hated that too. But so then I was like, I came to the realization, I was like, why don't I try to get on a corporate? So I was still a team leader at the time. And then I ended up going back to the Bartow store because I was like, because I was in between, like, what am I going to do? Like, at this point, I didn't know what to do. I leaned on God a lot through this process. I mean, I still lean on God every day, but through this process, he was my rock, because I cried every day. I didn't know what I was supposed to do with my life. So I ended up going back to the Bartow store, and I worked there for a little bit, and I was steadily applying to corporate jobs. And I kid you not, I had like 6 interviews, and nobody hired me. I got those little emails that said, thanks for interviewing.
But we chose
but
to
we
go
went
with
a different route.
route.
And I would get so discouraged every time, and it got to the point where, like, I was so impatient with God. I was like, God, like, what is wrong with me? Why won't they hire me? Like, what is your plan for my life? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, what's happening? And, I finally interviewed one more time for a job, and every time I would pray to God. I'm like, if it be in your will, then let it be done. But if not, you're blocking it for a reason. Yeah. And this final time, I got a call for an interview, because I went to interview, and I was so nervous. This last time I interviewed, I was so nervous. I don't even know why. I pulled into the parking lot, and I just started speaking out in prayer, because I was like, calm my nerves, Lord. Like, let me go in here and just rock this thing. Like, be with me. And as soon as I did that, I just had a sense of peace over me. And I was like, you know what? I got this. The Lord's on my side,
That's awesome.
And so I went in there, and then a couple days, I think it was probably about a week later, I was actually pushing in carts at Bartow Publix, and I got a call from corporate, and she offered me the job, the supervisor and the manager, and I was on cloud 9. I ran into Publix. I was so excited. But that just goes to show that it's in God's timing. You know, it's not in your timing. It's not in anybody's timing but his. And it made me very humble, because I was so impatient, and I tried not to be impatient, but I was.
Can't rush.
But he's always going to make a way for you no matter what.
Yeah, you can't rush.
And you just have to have that faith and trust in him, and he'll work out the rest for you.
You're young too. You can't be stressing about, like,
I know. I stress out like I'm 45.
Brooke stresses out. She has an A
Maybe it's a girl thing.
She has an A in her class and is stressing about class. I'm telling her, like, you have an A. I'd be chilling with a 72.
Yeah, I mean,
chilling. Like, I don't even care.
What's that saying? C's get degrees,
I don't know.
Or something?
Yeah, I guess C's get degrees.
C's
that sounds
get
about
degrees,
right.
baby.
Yeah, that's right. It's passing. But yeah, tripping. And she got an A in the class. Like, come on, bro. You aren't.
That's Brooke, though.
You don't need to stress about that.
But
I guess that's why she has an A.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a girl thing, because I stress out so bad. I'm also an overthinker, and, like, I overthink about my future. Like, right now I'm 21, but I want it all figured out. But obviously I'm not going to have it figured out. I'm learning as I go.
See, you got to just have a plan, and then you just try to break it down to, like, little steps that you could do every day to achieve that goal.
Right. But yeah, that's something I definitely got to work on.
Me too.
But I mean, I pray every day about it. I'm like, in the position I'm in now with Publix, I'm like, it's not my dream job, like dream position, but it's got my foot in the door, and I enjoy what I do. But, God put me there for a reason, and I truly believe that. Like, I'm there for a reason, so that's what I go by. Every day I'm there. And, he just opens multiple doors for me, so I know, like, when the time comes, he's going to open up something else bigger and better for me. I truly believe that.
As long as you keep walking with him, you'll be all right.
Yep, I completely agree.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say again. It sucks. This sucks.
Well, we could talk about faith some more. I will say these past few years, I've definitely strayed out a lot because while working with the store, I never really got the chance to be in church a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely strayed out. But I also believe that God gave me the opportunity to get this job so I could be more involved in church. Like, I feel like that's how God works sometimes.
Yeah.
And ever since I got this job, like, I've been in church every Sunday, every Wednesday when the doors are opened, and I just feel my faith growing stronger. I just feel a lot closer to God. My relationship with God has gotten so much better, and I just feel like my eyes were opened up to a lot more.
Yeah.
Because these past few years, I was really shut off to a lot of things.
Dude, it's crazy. Because when you spend more time with God, it's like you just feel closer to Him all the time.
Yes.
It's like you want to think more and more about it.
And like when you feel closer with God, I feel like you have that conviction that checks yourself.
Yeah,
you
all
know?
the time. Yeah.
Because when I strayed away, I'm gonna say like I didn't care. Like I didn't have because like I've been. Like, my Nan and Papa have preached about it. Like, if you get so far away and you don't feel that conviction.
It becomes easy. Yeah.
And if you don't feel that conviction, then that's something's not right.
Yeah.
That means, like, the Holy Spirit ain't walking with you
Yeah,
no
I was
more.
going to say that earlier when, like, even with, like, church.
Mm-hmm.
Say, like, you working all the time or something. Say you stayed out late Saturday or something like that, and like the next morning you just don't feel like going. It's so much easy. Like if you're on a steady pace, you're going, and then you miss one, and then you miss another. It just becomes easy. You don't even really think about going to church anymore.
Right.
I was thinking about that one time, just because like, dang, it could be like so easy just to get right on out if you don't like keep focus on it.
I completely agree.
But yeah, what would be? I got this question. I answered it on the podcast by myself the other day, but I did get a question that said, what is your biggest struggle with your faith?
I feel like my biggest struggle with faith would probably be temptations. It's really hard, especially the world we live in today and the worldly things. You know, it talks a lot in the Bible, like the world is not of God. Yeah. All the worldly things, like we just had a message about this not too long ago about like certain music that you listen to too. Like I used to be hardcore, like 94.1, all this music, you know, but I've actually cleaned it up a lot. And, you know, all I listen to really is Christian music now. And it's just good for your soul too, because when you're feeding that into your, you know, your soul and your ear gate and your mind, it just, you have good thoughts. But, you know, even if you're just listening to it for the beat, you know, the other songs, you're still listening to all that vulgar stuff that's getting into your mind, exactly. Even though you're like,
subconsciously,
So, you know, I've cleaned that up a lot, but I will say I probably struggle the most with temptations and fighting them off because it's hard. It's really hard, especially when your friends, you know, are trying to like, hey, let's go do this. Yeah. And it's like, maybe this one time won't hurt.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, but I'm just thankful that I serve a God that died for me and my sins and has grace for me because I'm not perfect. Ain't nobody perfect in this world.
Yeah.
But by his stripes, we're saved. So, you know, He's a very graceful God, merciful God, and I could never pay him back for any of that. But
yeah, I agree. All right, so you ready?
No.
All right, so I got a new segment. I'm gonna take Lacey. I'm gonna take Lacey through some Are you smarter than a fifth grader questions?
He's doing this on purpose because he knows I'm not the brightest. Like I have blonde
hair.
You're
super smart. You graduated. What were you in the class?
Like, what do you mean? Like the number?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
What was your GPA?
I had like a 4 point something.
Look at that. You're freaking smart.
Not smarter than a fifth grader.
You graduated high school. It's just I'm gonna prove to everyone that they just pass everyone in high school if you just do your work. Simple. Yeah. If you don't do your work, to me, that is the only way you have an F in class if you're not turning in any work. Mm-hmm. If you just do the work,
you're passing
guarantee
with flying
you're
colors.
Gonna pass. Yeah. Okay,
Because the work makes up for bad test grades.
Oh, dude, I already know that these questions. I asked her one of these questions earlier, and I didn't tell her. She thought it was a 5th grade question, but these start out at 1st grade grammar questions, and she didn't even know where to answer it. So
I didn't know what one of the words meant in the question. Thank you.
okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
starting off with first grade, and then it's gonna gradually get harder.
Don't tell them what grade it is. Just ask me the question, so they don't know.
We'll start you off. We'll start you off easy with this question.
Okay.
Complete this sentence. I blank afraid of spiders.
I am.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Perfect.
okay.
See, it's not that hard.
Oh, okay.
You're doing pretty good. So that's a 1. Hold on. These are all grammar questions.
You better skip them, 'cause I'll get every single one wrong.
Which bird lays the biggest eggs?
An ostrich.
There you go. Look, you're doing good at this, dude.
Let's go.
All right, so we're gonna bump it up.
That's the
We're gonna bump it up.
Oh, okay. This is probably where it's gonna get me.
Identify the adverb in this sentence. Sarah danced beautifully at her recital. I said recital. Weird.
Can you repeat the question?
Came out weird. Identify the adverb in this sentence.
Can you remind me what an adverb is?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sarah it's out of this whole sentence.
Okay.
Sarah danced beautifully at her recital.
And it's just one word out of that.
Yes.
sentence.
Which one is the adverb?
Sarah
Sarah danced
danced
beautifully
beautifully.
at her recital.
Her.
That's a pronoun. If in it
Hold on, let me try again.
with anything going on in this world right now, with the whole pronouns and everything, you don't know.
Yes, yes. Hold on. Sarah danced beautifully at
Her recital. No. You give up?
No. Sarah danced.
There's only like 3
Dance,
more words. Oh my god. No.
I give up. I don't know.
Dance is the verb. What's
Okay.
the adverb?
Beautifully.
Beautifully. That's right. Yeah.
It only took me 4 times.
Look at that. I could be a teacher.
Yeah, maybe.
You figured it out. I'll let you figure it out.
Yeah.
How do you spell the word defined as an instrument you use to observe space?
What did
Observe. I don't know if I said that right. How do you spell the word? What is the word defined as an instrument you use to observe
A
space?
telescope.
Telescope. There you go. What is another word defined as the most angry?
Mad.
The most angry.
Furious.
The angriest.
Frustrated.
No, the answer is the angriest.
Oh. What?
The most angry. A word for that.
Oh.
Angriest.
I didn't. That just
What
went right
is an
over my head.
antonym of the bottom? He's trying to give you a hint.
The top.
The top. That one got you a little bit.
Isn't it the opposite, right? An antonym is the opposite of things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
What is the opposite of permanent?
What's a word for it? Permanent. Non-permanent.
And that's your answer? That's
Yeah.
right, but
Hold on.
what is another
What's
word
another
for
word
it?
for?
Not 2 words, 1.
What's the opposite of it, right? Is that what you
Opposite
said?
of... I almost just said the answer. What is the opposite of permanent?
I don't know. I give up. You know it?
No.
Like
Temporary.
I don't know. Oh.
Temporary.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I just wasn't thinking of that.
Oh, this is gonna lose you completely. What is the subordinating conjunction in this sentence? They lost the game because they didn't practice. What's the subordinating conjunction?
What did you say? The sub what?
The subordinating conjunction.
Conjunction. Okay, read it to me again.
They lost the game because they didn't practice.
Because.
That's right.
Let's go.
How'd you figure that out?
Because you said conjunction, so I was like, maybe it means like conjoining.
Look at that. Dude, you freaking could have passed 5th grade.
Thank God.
What is the root word for the word indecision?
Decide.
Yeah. I don't know why it took me that long.
I was
to
wondering,
answer
I was
that.
like, dang, I got that wrong.
Which continent is the smallest?
What did I tell you?
Ooh,
I
this
said
is
you
a
better not ask me nothing about no states.
This is a
nothing about...
first grade question.
Okay,
How many continents are there?
I don't know. Don't
No, no way. You know how many continents there are, bruh.
I know how many states there are. There's 50. I don't remember.
See, if I were to ask you, like, how many countries are there, then I can understand you not knowing that. But the continents? You know this. You know this.
Can y'all give me a hint? 7?
Yeah. Thanks, Connor.
Well, it's because like, I don't really... I never was... Like, history... What was that one history class that we took that studied all about the maps and stuff?
Geography.
Yes, that one. I hated that class.
That's not a history class.
What's the form
Unless
of
it's
it,
like
right?
human geography, then I guess
I
it's
took
history.
that. I took a AP human geography class, and I don't know how I passed it. It was very hard, but I did. But
What is the most popular landmark in the U.S.?
I don't know. A landmark?
Connor would be blowing you out of the water, bro.
Oh, the Statue of Liberty.
Dude.
Well, I'm over here like thinking landmark. I don't.
Oceania was the smallest continent.
Oceania?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known
I never
that.
heard about that one.
Me
I don't know
neither.
if these makes me judge this whole thing. Or it might be right. The state of Hawaii is surrounded by what ocean?
I want to say it, but I'm going to be so embarrassed if it's wrong. Does it start with an A or does it start with a P? Or is it none of the above?
Just what is it?
Like, what ocean is it?
Yeah, what ocean?
I don't want to say it.
Just say it, bruh.
Pacific.
Pacific, you're right.
Okay.
Good job, Connor. What creates sound? Another first grade question.
Vibration?
Yeah.
Okay. I learned something in elementary school.
Are reptiles warm or cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
Good job. Let's find another good one. How many bones are in the human body?
50-something, right?
50-something.
70-something? 100? $20-something?
20 bones in your whole
yeah.
body?
Oh, 200.
And 6. 20 bones?
You know, my anatomy teacher from senior year would probably be very disappointed.
I
in
never
me
even
right
took
now.
anatomy, and I knew that.
I took it. Like, I just don't think about that. Like, it's not something that is instilled in my brain that I think about every day.
Brooke would be great at those questions.
Yeah, she would. So, I need her right here. You better tell her to come on back.
Color, density, volume, and mass are properties of
Gas.
matter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I guess that would...
Y'all knew where I was going with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You got one of the properties of matter, or things of matter. What is it? No, it's not properties of matter.
Don't
I
ask
don't
me.
know.
I don't know.
Do you want a math question? What about language arts?
You could do language arts, but not no math question. Cause
All right, language arts. You're not going to know this. A grouping of lines within a poem is called what?
Miss K Mac would be so disappointed in me right now.
I think freaking Miss Hardy would be disappointed right now.
I hope none of them watch.
Why did we let her graduate?
Oh my!
You should have been in that freaking school with you know who.
Oh no! Maybe I should.
A stanza. You remember a stanza?
Yeah. Once you say the answers, it's coming back to me.
What is this phrase like? Name the figurative language of this phrase. Brave as a lion. You remember figurative language, right?
No.
Like your oxymorons, onomatopoeia.
Oh.
Brave as a lion.
Lion?
Brave?
Lion.
It's not.
You know what? Why don't I ask you some questions now?
Okay, you can. I'll let you.
Okay. Tell me the answer.
The
What?
figurative language of the whole phrase. Not a word out of the phrase. Brave as a lion. You remember? If it uses like or as, then that's a what?
I don't remember.
A simile.
Oh! Yes!
There you go. Yeah.
It's coming back.
I'm gonna ask you one more question, and then
Okay.
I'm also honestly kind of scared to answer these questions because I don't. Because I think I'd be kind of like you. It's just kind of like when you
Because like you don't, it just
when you
doesn't
answer
sit.
it, it's just like, oh yeah, I remember
You're like,
that.
I remember that, but like when you get out in the real world, I'm not using similes.
All right, so
like,
we're gonna do social studies. You do use similes.
Well, I
almost
do, but I'm
guarantee.
not thinking. Oh, I just used a simile.
All right, social studies. I'll ask you two more. One of them's kind of easier.
Okay.
What do the stripes on the flag represent?
Oh God.
No. You don't even know how to say that.
I'm proud to be an American, or at least
This
I
is
know
insane.
I'm
I thought that this one would have been
free.
easy.
I won't forget the men.
So you got the 50 stars for what? What are the 50 stars for? Quit
you know
looking at
what?
him.
I'm gonna say bravery.
You don't know what the stars are for.
You're putting me on the spot. I don't know.
There's 50 stars.
The 50 states.
The states, yeah.
Yes,
All right, there you go. So
duh.
what are the stripes for? The original
Colonies.
13 colonies. There you go. All right, so that was way harder than it should have been.
Yeah, it was. That's why I started singing, because I was like,
and
maybe
then
we just skip over the question.
And then we took this class together.
Which
Social
one?
studies, this last class, senior year. So yeah, I think you should know
Mr.
this.
Pete's class?
No, social studies.
What class
Coach
was it?
Grant. We were in that same
That
class.
was,
We didn't sit together. Coach Grant.
Yeah. I thought that was some a history class that we took together.
Is history not social studies?
Is it? Is that what it's called? What? There's another name for it. I swear.
I don't know. What are the three branches of government?
Legislature.
Legislative.
I said that really
That's
wrong.
good. That's good. You're good. Two more.
I don't know the rest.
J
of them.
and E are the
Judicial.
and
It starts with an E. Economic.
close.
That's what our class is called.
Jeez,
Economics.
who is that?
Economics. That's the class. we
That
took.
is.
You called it social studies.
So what's the answer?
I don't know.
Executive.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Or at least I got two of them right.
All
Let's
right.
go.
So how it goes? So it starts at the very top. So it starts out first grade through fifth grade, but these are like grammar and spelling, and then you go into.
Do I need to start at a certain point? So
You
I
just
don't
can
ask you the same
randomize
one?
through these questions. I just been randomly going through them. So it's either first or fifth grade questions. Wherever you want to go. I am scared. You're going to help me just like you helped her.
Oh, this one might be good. This is second grade. Oops. Which planet is closest to the sun?
Who's? It's not Venus, is it? It's not Venus.
It's not Venus. Try again.
Mercury.
Yes. There you go. Okay. Some of these I'm looking at them and
I like looking at space. Makes me wonder all the time. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not too sure if I'm a flat earther.
What does that mean?
Or like, so you know how the people say that the world is a sphere?
Oh,
It's a
like
ball.
it's round. Uh-huh.
I think that it might be around like this way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's flat. So like the land would go down, but I think there's like a dome over the top. I think that might be a possibility.
Yeah, I agree.
Do your own research, or we'll do a podcast on it another time. But I'm telling you.
Okay. So the atmosphere, hydrosphere, and
Go ahead. Go ahead with your science questions. I didn't even see them on there.
lithosphere are ecosystems part of the. Like looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this from school. But if I was in your position, I'd
Read
be
the
like,
question again.
The atmosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere are ecosystems part of the.
Atmosphere.
No. That's
Part
in the
of
question.
I just figured maybe it might just be a different thing.
So the atmosphere, hydrosphere, and lithos. I don't even think I'm saying it right.
What
but
about the
lithosphere-
stratosphere? Are you forgetting one?
No. You want me to tell you the answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Biosphere.
Biosphere.
See, now it clicks.
There
It's
you go.
like, oh, okay.
I don't remember learning that. Science was my worst subject. You can stay on science if you want.
No, I'm
Lacey's
changing
just-
it.
Lacey's picking questions that are hard to read for her.
Oh my goodness. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. An example of what?
I want to say it's an onomatopoeia. No, that's like
Oh.
whoosh, that's the onomatopoeia.
Okay.
Do
Do you know this one?
I do. Don't say it. I'm gonna figure this out. No. It's not an acronym.
Starts with an A though.
Now I'm lost. This is harder than I thought. What is it?
Alliteration.
Alliteration.
This one.
Dude, I need to study.
I know, me too. Like it's like, but when
Guess
you
I'm
say
going
the
stupid.
answer, it's like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I guess I'm going dumb.
Okay. The sequence of events within a story is called the what?
Plot.
Yes. Okay, let's see.
Who made the first flag in the United States? Who like knitted it up? Who
I
was
have
the
no
first?
idea.
It was a woman,
I'm lost there.
Betsy Ross. I'm related to
Oh.
her.
I think I am too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are.
You didn't even know that.
I know. Sorry, Betsy. Love you, girl.
And then I'm related to John Wilkes Booth.
You know, somehow I think we're related to
Isn't that crazy? Makes me
Alan
feel like it's my
Jackson?
fault. Alan Jackson. I
we're
didn't know
related
that.
to him, but it's very far down the line, like distant. But we're related to him. So when I was younger, I was like, yeah, I'm related to Alan Jackson. Yeah, we are. Anyways, that was
I don't
way
know.
off topic. I'm gonna ask you a woman's question. Women who protested for their right to vote refers to what?
I don't know. Feminists.
You're gonna
Refers
have
to
to
what?
edit out my laughing.
No, you're good. What is that?
Because I'm wheezing.
It's not women's rights, but it's suffrage.
Yes, women's suffrage.
Look at that.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Who is known as the father of the Constitution?
George Washington.
No.
Benjamin Franklin. He was there though.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know it?
who's the other two? Who?
No. It does start with a J. Y'all want me
Jimmy
to say
Willis.
it? No, I don't even know who that is. Y'all want me to say it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, say it.
James Madison.
James Madison. I knew that. He's the one I always forget. Billy Willis. Look him up
Okay.
when you get home.
This is a hard one. I don't even know this, but you might know it. What act did Britain impose on American colonists requiring taxes on various papers, documents, publications, and playing cards?
The Boston Tea Party.
No.
All right. I just heard taxes, and that's what I thought of. I don't know.
The Stamp Act.
Get out of that.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Identify the number in the tens place. 267. 267.
6.
Yes. How many sides are on an octagon?
8.
Yep.
Math is my best subject. You want to do a would you rather question?
Yeah, we could do that.
Ask me that. What were you about to ask me?
In which country did the Olympics originate?
Freaking Switzerland.
Greece.
Okay.
Let's do
That
would
was
you
a guess.
rathers. You'll have to look them up though, because I can't think of them off the top of my head. I seen the one on the podcast with Deshoy talking about she gonna burn. I would drown too, because I don't want to burn.
Brooke's on the burn train.
Would you rather drown or burn to death? I would rather drown too. I'd rather freeze to death too before I burn to death. Because I can't stand being hot as it is in this Florida weather, honey.
Would you rather have bad hearing or bad eyesight? I've kind of asked a question like that before, but what's your answer? Bad hearing or bad eyesight?
Bad hearing or bad eyesight?
Eyesight. I'd rather have bad eyesight. No, hearing. Bad hearing. I want to have good eyesight.
Because you can read stuff, like with sign language and stuff.
I can
can't
still
hear.
see.
You
I can drive.
see it, and you can see
And
people you
it's
love.
not saying that I'm deaf.
Right.
So I can get me some hearing aids, chilling.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that one.
Would you rather have to write everything you say out by hand, or only be able to speak in rhymes?
Oof.
I'd be the sickest rapper there was.
Yeah, because my hand would
Everything
start
I would
cramping
do
up.
just
that
be
would be
just
so much work because I talk a lot.
so lyrical.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the
Speaking
rhymes.
about, you do talk a lot. I wasn't gonna say anything like that, but writing everything down. There was one time in the 5th grade, I used to have this problem to where I could, maybe it's ADHD. Every time I was doing something in class, if I was like gonna concentrate on my paperwork that I was doing, I had to stand up. You
used to do that in Miss Craft's class.
Yeah, I was standing up, or I would have my knees in the chair.
He would have his knees in the chair. He would stand up. He would lean on me.
That's how I pay attention to my classwork.
Yes.
And I'll get it all done. Well, in the 5th grade, we had a sub one day, and I was standing up in my class, and he hated it.
Let me guess. Was it Coach Merrill?
No, his name. I don't want to do him wrong, but he kept telling me to stand or to sit down, and I just did it one more time on accident. It's not like I was trying to be
just a habit.
rebellious or something.
Because I have a habit of going like this with my leg.
He made me go to the corner of the classroom and write. His plan was for the rest of the day, you're gonna write on a piece of paper, "I won't stand in class. I won't stand in class." Fill up as many papers as you want. We got to lunchtime, and everybody started going to lunch. I was like, I'm going to the office, dog.
I don't blame you.
And my mom came down there. Shout out to my mom.
Yes.
He never subbed again at that school.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was. Love my
And plus,
mom.
you're a sub, dude.
Right?
You're a substitute.
Chill out.
Back off.
Let us just hang out for the day.
You just watching the class.
Would you rather have to live out the rest of your life in the wilderness or live out the rest of your life in jail? This is a good one.
I'm going to say the wilderness because I'm going to build me a house somehow.
You're not going to make it in the wilderness.
I'm not going to make it in jail.
I think you have a better chance of actual survival in jail than you do the wilderness. You, personally. I'm taking the wilderness. And I'm good with that. But
Look,
you...
y'all ever watch Naked and Afraid?
Mm-hmm.
I could never do that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd rather... But, like, literally, we'd be 3 minutes in, and I'd be calling the producers to come get me.
No,
The first bug
trying
bites
to
me.
call
Come
the
on.
police.
Come get me right now. Get me out.
Yeah, no. You, like...
But my thing is, I don't want to be in jail the rest of my life.
But you got to think about it for, like... If you're in the wilderness, you have to fend for yourself. You have to get your food.
I go fishing.
You have to get your own shelter. You have to do all
I
that.
can hunt.
You're gonna go
gun.
fishing, and then what are you gonna do when you catch a fish?
Well,
How are you gonna catch that fish?
I'd have to rig up something. Make
Tell you what
something.
I would do. Go to the city, steal a fishing pole.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Are we allowed to?
I don't think you got it. I think it would cause more stress on you to worry about what your next meal is gonna be than it would just
true.
worried about getting, I guess, in a fight in jail.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could hold my own in jail.
I think you'd
could
be
a
alright.
jailbird,
If you were just
but-
nice, you would be better that way. If you were just nice
Yeah,
instead of
but
trying to thug it
I mean,
out
I'm a
and get
nice
beat up.
person, but don't mess with me.
Yeah, I don't think you're making that.
I think sometimes I'm too nice, so I feel like they would
No.
take my niceness for granted. But anyways, I don't know. My first thought was the wilderness.
Just
I
think
don't
about it.
wanna
You
be
go
in
to jail. You go to jail. You got all your food.
And you said it's
Specific
for the rest
times
of my
every day
life?
for the rest of your life, or the wilderness for the rest of your life. I think you'll be alive longer in jail than you would the wilderness.
I mean, I don't really care because I'm going to heaven.
True.
Hey, dog,
True.
like, get me off of this earth. I don't know, though. But I'm going to still stick with the wilderness, I guess. I don't want to be in jail.
Suicide mission.
That is so wrong. You don't have a little ounce of faith in me. I grew up fishing. I grew up hunting.
You told me the other day that you went camping with Connor and it was the worst experience.
It was not the worst experience.
You said you
but
just are not a camper.
at times.
And I 100% believe that. And you were in a camper. It's not like you were
I know,
in a
man.
tent.
At least in jail, I'd have some AC.
Exactly.
Well, no, I mean in like versus the wilderness, like, and then I'd have a shower in the jail. But I could bathe in the ponds in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. No soap.
That was a problem.
Jeez.
I'm done.
You're just gonna die. You ain't got no soap.
Is there anything in the wilderness that you could make out of soap though? Like soap's got to come from somewhere.
I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
You just gonna start picking up leaves and trying them out? That one didn't. I don't like the way that
That
one
one was
feels.
too crusty.
It itches real bad. Next thing you know, you're poisoned in the
You got
wilderness.
poison ivy. I would be the
and
one to be in
Lacey's dead.
poison ivy. Like 1,000,000%.
Well, Lacey, I appreciate you coming on to the podcast.
Yes, thank
Happy
you
birthday.
So much. Thank you.
21. We were the same age for a month.
Yes, we were. It's always the best
Now
time.
you're
We can
back.
always say we're the same age.
Yeah, now you're back to being older
I
again.
know. Don't say that.
I'm a
You're
youngin',
making me
dude.
feel old.
I just turned 20.
I know.
It's crazy.
When I'm 90, you're gonna be 89.
Yep. And for 1 month, we'll both be 90.
Yeah, we will.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Check it
Go with
out.
the Lord, and He will go with you.